I'd love you to go back in time now. It's about 2,500 years to the Middle East. Here's Judea there and Jerusalem, except they've been taken over by the Babylonians and the Babylonian Empire. This is a time of empires. Basically, the biggest army that you had with the latest gadgets or metals in some ways was the ones that would, and in some ways the most violent, were the ones that would take over the known world and be their empire. And it would last for a few hundred years or so until it got taken over by another powerful empire. And Judea and the Israelite people were kind of stuck in the middle of all these empires. So this is a time where Babylon, which is there, had come and taken over Jerusalem, taken all the treasure from the temple and brought it back to Babylon. And that treasure included its people, its young people as well, and the cream of the Jerusalem, the people in Jerusalem. And this is where we get to. Actually, can come forward. Sorry, I meant to say that as I was talking. Can I have? We've got our king of Babylon at the time of Daniel chapter 1. Thank you, king of Babylon. We have. Let's just check whether this mic's going to work here. So it's number 4. Okay, king. What's your name, king? Yes, that's right. Did everyone hear that? Can you say it out? Big, loud and big to everyone. King Nebuchadnezzar.
King Nebuchadnezzar.
Excellent. All right. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar, do you know where your throne is? Yes. Why don't you sit in your throne? Now, being the king, he needs some soldiers. Do we have the soldiers standing next to him, please? And this is what your throne room looks like. So this is Babylon. This is the hanging gardens of Babylon here. Aren't they pretty? This is your home here, King. Look on the screen there. Beautiful. All right. So now we get into the royal court. Oh, where else we have? Oh, King's got an official whose name. Can I have the official come forward? Now, I don't know if you can remember what your name is. Can you remember what your name is? Your name is Ashpenaz. Can you say that?
Ashpenaz.
Yes, all right. All right. So King's official there, Ashpenaz. And now we're going to play a little game called Babylonian Survivor. Are you ready for it? Okay, so the way this works is I'm going to get the best of the best, the youngest, what does it say? Select the strong, healthy, good-looking young men from the exiles. Could they come forward, please? Which is Daniel and the young ones, and some others that might just come in as well with it.
It's an extra strong arm on this one. Even though he's the best of the best, he's the extra strong
Oh
arm.
yes, okay, right. All right, so they come forward, and was there no, and you're the extras, okay? You're the extras, you're going to be tested, and because you all look fine and young and fit and most intelligent, I'm looking out, yes, all of you would fit in that category. So you all get to play Babylon Survivor, and you basically got 3 years to prove how good you are, to learn how to be Babylonians. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to change your names from your Jewish names. Ashpenaz, could you please change their names to their other names? Thanks. Daniel becomes we'll just call him Daniel from now on as well. Okay? And we've got Shadrach. Hey, can you just face in a nice long line and face out that way? All right. So, and Mishael becomes Meshach. And Azariah becomes Abednego. And what was your name before? Can't even remember your name. No, I can't either. Shadrach. And so the first thing we do is we change the names to Babylonian names because we're kind of trying to make them Babylonian, actually. Next thing we do, Ashpenaz. What else do we need to do? We need to give them proper food, don't we? Yes. So what's the proper... Let's get that proper food. Do we have some food for them? We want them to have the king's food that the king's cooking. Do we have a plate of king's food? Thank you. Go and grab the plate of king's food.
Yeah, that's it. On top. In the pot.
In the pot. You have some food there. Yep. Come and show that to us. Come on. Oh, there's nothing in there. Oh, you just pretend there's... Just come out here. Just come out here. And it's beautiful Babylonian food like maybe chicken and... Yeah. Don't tip it down. Oh, quick, put it back in again. Quick. Let's put it back in. There we go. It's beautiful food. Would you like to give that to all of I'm sure some of those would love it because it's the king's food. It's going to be great. What about these ones over here? What do you think of it? You don't want it. You don't want it. Well, what do you want instead? What? You've never said that before. So they want vegetables and water. Can we give them vegetables? No, Ashpenaz, come back here. You're not too happy about this because if you don't give them the king's food, what the king wants them to get, because the king over here, you want them to eat the king's food, don't you? Yeah, all right, that's good. If they don't eat it, then you might not have your job anymore. In fact, you might not have your life after this too. So you're like, please just eat it. But Daniel says, now get onto the next page. So you're afraid, actually, that the king might have... But you say this. Can you say that? Red words.
I am afraid of...
Please.
Oh, please test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water. At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men
That's
who are
you
eating
too.
the
That's you out there.
king's food. Then make your decision in light of what you see.
All right. So they tested him for 10 days. Can you get some vegetables, please, for him? And these are actual vegetables, and you can eat them. I think they're washed. Are they washed? Are they ready to eat? Yes, they're beautiful. I wouldn't probably just hoe into a lemon. That might just be a bit silly. All right, so there you go. You ate your vegetables and you drank your water. And let's test them after 10 days. So 10 days go past. And these guys, can check out to see if they're healthy or not. Can you see if they're strong and healthy? Let's see your muscles. Yeah, all right, they're all right, they're good. So they kept eating their vegetables and water for the next 3 years. So 3 years pass, and then it comes to the time where, King, you need to inspect your new recruits. So up you get. Thank you, King. And surrounded by his soldiers there. And Ashpenaz, would you like to show them, the king, your new recruits? All of these ones here, and these ones here as well. Just, show them around. Just bring them just to those ones, that's fine. So go and inspect your new recruits and see how smart they are. See how good they are. See if they know Babylonian yet and they can write it. And of course they do. They're really good. So, and King Nebuchadnezzar, which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose these 4? Yes. You're pretty impressed by them? Give them a big thumbs up? Right, okay. So, you 4 are the winners of Babylonian Survivor. Yay! All right. And that's the end of Act 1, okay? So you can go back to your seats now and get ready for the next scene, okay? Which is going to be Daniel 3. We're going to miss Daniel 2, where there's a dream happening. But as they do that, I'd like to say to you, while we're doing the story of Daniel, particularly in today's time, because it's an old story, does it mean anything to us now that Babylon doesn't exist in the same way? We're not being asked, I don't know if you've been asked to eat the king's food or vegetables. That's not really a choice that we get made all the time. But I want you to think about this story about identity. Okay, so here is Daniel and his 3 friends, and they're young, they're impressionable, and they are being asked to no longer remember their names, first of all. They're asked to eat other people's food, the king's food, the Babylonian food. Now, back then, food was seen as a symbol of power and provision. So by eating the king's food, you're saying, hey, I'm relying on the king to provide me everything. And as they kept learning over these 3 years, they learned Babylonian. They didn't learn their original language. They didn't learn their original religion either. They were being asked to conform and to be someone that they weren't created to be. Think about that. Identity is being asked to be shifted from what God called them and made them to be as children of God to now Babylonian, the world around them. When you read through this story of Daniel, I want you to think, what does this story tell us about how to live right in a world that's wrong? How do we keep our identity in Christ when it seems like sometimes the world wants us to conform to something else? To be something else, to give us a different name, to give us different food. And, that message is for primary school kids as it is for those in their 90s and everyone in between. One of the things I love about this story is Daniel and his friends, there's a line there where they go, no, I'm not going to cross that line. I'm not going to let you change who I am on the inside. I'm not going to eat this food, but I'm still going to be respectful for it. He's never defensive and say, how dare you, I'm not doing that. No way. And he doesn't shrink away from being the best that he could possibly be for the king. He's working for a foreign king who worships foreign gods. But at the end of those 3 years, he's the best. They're the best. They've given their best. Sometimes when we have bosses that we think maybe worship other gods, we're tempted to not give our best. Why would we want to do that? But here's a story of Daniel being wonderfully respectful, very wise. He's known by all the community as being someone who gives his best, is wise, is respectful, but also knows when a line's been crossed and knows that he doesn't want his identity changed from worshipping the God who he loves so dearly, the one who calls him by name, the one who, for us as Christians, the one who gave his life for us. I'm not going to change that worship. He knows when that line is. Here in this story, that difference. Okay, let's go down to the next point, okay? Daniel's not in this story, so Daniel, thank you. But here's another great story. We need Daniel's friends, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Can you come forward, please? You're here. We need a king, Nebuchadnezzar. And this is your moment of redemption here, Nebi. You can go back on your actually, the next slide. Thanks, Charlie. All right. So we need to go to the plains of Dura. We need some soldiers. Thank you. Yes, soldiers. We need a band. So have we got a band? So you can stand there behind there. We've got our band. And we've got just regular Joes as well. Have we got some regular people as well? Where are you, the regular people?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Okay. Okay, so we'll go to chapter 3. Right. So, the king thinks it's a great idea to build a statue. Say, I'd love to build a statue. Oh, hang on, I'll turn this on, sorry. All right.
I'd love to build a statue.
And where would you like to build it? You say the plains of Dura.
The plains of Dura.
And where are they? Oh, yeah, okay, so let's go over there, shall we?
Yeah.
And you tell everyone to please follow me.
Please follow me.
She probably wouldn't have said please. All right, so now we're going to do this over here. The plains of Dura is over here. If you can't see us, we're going to have the cameras hopefully show us what's going on. And you'll see what's going on there. Thank you. All the people came over to the plains of Dura. It's great. Thank you. Over here. All right. So here we are in the plains of Dura. Let's have our people just over. Can we have our people over here? That's you, 3, and everyone else. I think we need some. Can I have some extras? Just maybe that whole back row there, if you're feeling able to. Can you just be the extras? Okay. Now I won't say this very often, but I'm going to ask you to worship a statue. Don't do that normally. Okay. This is just for a play. All right. This is not. What's that? Oh, you're going to. Oh, yeah. You're going to reveal, aren't you? Okay. You're unveiling. Excellent. Okay. So, King, is it time to unveil your great statue? You say, unveil the statue.
Unveil the statue.
All right. Oh, that's scary. All right. Now, King, what do you want to happen? Can you remember what's supposed to happen next?
Everyone has to bow to the statue.
When do we know how to bow to the statue?
When my band plays.
Excellent. That's right. So when the band plays, that's when you're all supposed to kneel down and worship the statue. Are you ready, band? Have you been rehearsing? Probably not, have you? All right. And what do they have to do when they worship the statue?
Bow down.
Bow down and they say, "Oh, statue, statue. Oh, statue, statue."
Oh,
Okay, all right. Are you ready? Have you got that? It's pretty simple instructions, okay? Are you ready? You tell them to play. Tell them to stop.
Stop!
All right. Okay. You can get up again. Let's try this one more time. Ready? And
Play! Stop!
all right. Oh, except that one of the servants noticed, one of the king's servants noticed that there were 3 here that weren't bowing down and worshipping the statue. Look, it's pretty obvious when all the rest of them are sitting down and they're not. King, what do you want to do? You say, I'll give you one more chance.
I'll give you one more chance.
And you 3, would you like to come forward? Calls them forward. Turn around, face everyone else here. Okay? What are you going to do? Are you going to bow down? You could just cross your fingers and bow down. What do you reckon? Never?
Never bow down to the statue.
All right. All right. Here's what you actually say, all right? O King.
O King Nebuchadnezzar,
Okay, just read from there.
we don't need to defend ourselves. Throw us in the fire and the God we serve will save us. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue that you have set up. Never.
All right. So the king's actually kind of disappointed in this because they're really good servants. And I love that word. Did you notice the words that he just said then? So that I forgot to say that if they don't, hey, King, I forgot to tell you that what happens if they don't worship the statue?
They will get thrown into the fiery furnace.
Yes, all right. So I want you to, did you hear what he said? That throw us in the fire. We don't need to defend ourselves. Throw us in the fire and the God we serve will save us. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you've set up. Now, Nebuchadnezzar was very furious about this. Can I see a furious face? And can I hear a furious cry? Right, so that's good. So you sent your servants to the fiery furnace, your soldiers. So actually, you can sit down now. Is that right? Just sit down. So you sent your soldiers to go and heat it up 7 times more than what it is. So go, off you go. Just go to the door there, and we'll get it heated up 7 times more. Have we got that? Is that working in there? Oh yes. Oh, can you see that in there? Actually, can we turn the lights down in here, and you might be able to see it a bit more through there. All right. So they heat it up. In fact, they got it so hot. When they threw it, now they threw the three friends. They threw those 3 friends into the fiery furnace, but it was so hot that when they did it, the soldiers actually burnt themselves. So can you cry? Oh, it was so hot. There they are. But the king, here, you look at them, and what do you say? You say, look, I see 4 men.
Look, I see 4 men.
Oh, no, not yet, actually. And then there was a fourth one that appeared in the fire. Oh, yes. Right. Didn't we throw 3 in?
Didn't we throw 3 in?
And I can see 4.
And now I can see 4.
Right. And then you call them to come out.
Come out!
Come forward. Come here. Come right up here next to the king. All right. And look, when they came out, they didn't even smell like smoke. There was not a singe on them. That's amazing. And everyone cheered. All right. And the king said, praise be to the God.
Praise to the God of these 3. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command and were willing to die rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. There is no other God who can rescue like this.
Excellent. All right, and that's the end of that part of the story. And the king actually promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to even higher positions in the forest. Thank you. Good work, everyone. That's the end of Act 2. All right. So what's the point of that story for us? So here's these 3 friends, and we'll look at this one a little bit later too, in a few weeks' time. But we hear again a story of, there was a line that was to be crossed, and it was worshipping this statue that had been set up for Updraft, which is the older kids program, the Kettle Club program. We actually went across to Burnside Village, didn't we, Cameron? And we looked and we took some photos of what's set up really high, that thing that people might worship today. And first of all, we saw some mobile phone towers, technology, being connected with our mobile phones. And then we also saw these cranes that were higher than anything, and the idea of industry and progress. And maybe we set up that as a god to worship. And we went in there and we saw fashion, we saw food. We actually went through a bookstore and saw what books there are mostly, and there was actually mostly the rows of books for food. And there's a lot of self-help things. Actually, anti-aging books were very common over there for some reason. Like you can be young in your old age or something like that, and live forever. Those sorts of books as well, and travel. These are sometimes gods that are set up for us to worship, and I think they're there as a challenge for us. Do we say, actually no, it's really important to stay here? What about Sunday mornings? Sunday mornings, it's really hard to come to church sometimes on Sunday mornings because there's lots of other things that can crowd in and take it over. Sport, dare I say. Do we place other things before God and before our worship? Or can we be like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego? And I like to think that it's, and many Christians do, that that fourth person that appeared in that fire was Jesus. The King Nebuchadnezzar says is a son of God. I like to think it's Christ there in the fire with us. It's interesting that the three friends didn't escape the fire, did they? They still had to go through it. They still had to go through tough times and challenges. But God was there in the fire. And actually, through their actions of going through that, they were promoted. And that's interesting too. They played the long game rather than the short game. It could have been easy, so easy, just to cross your fingers and done that. That's all they needed to do to not have this story. Okay, now let's go to our third and final story, the one that everyone knows. So we've got a new king, there's a new empire that's come in. The three friends are no longer there. I think they've probably died by now. But we do have Daniel, who's still around. He would be old. So do we have Daniel? Have you come? We were going to give him a beard, but maybe he's so old that his beard fell out. So he is working really hard. He's still working hard for this new king. Do we have our new king? He is coming. Excellent. And we have some king's servants as well. Do we have some king's servants? Oh, guards. Oh, guards, yes. Do we have king's servants? Or do we have king's servants? We've got guards, and they'll do the job of the servants. Thank you. Excellent. All right. So, king, can you remember what your name is? King Darius. King Darius.
King Darius.
All right, sorry, I'll turn this off. Say again, King Darius.
King Darius.
All right, it's King Darius, so thank you. So this is King Darius here, and you've got your servant Daniel over there. Now, Daniel was set up, and he was, oh, you're very studious there. Well done. He was looking after a lot of the kingdom. King Darius divided up the kingdom into whole lots of different parts, but there were some servants that noticed what Daniel was doing, how much he'd got compared to everyone else. And they were pretty jealous. Can I see jealousy on your faces there? That's good. It's hard to do jealousy, isn't it? Perhaps even a little bit angry about it, because they'd been overlooked compared to Daniel. So they conspired together. So let's get you conspiring together. And they thought, we can trap him. Let's trap him by when he does a bad job. So they looked over the shoulder to see what kind of work he was doing. Secretly looked over the shoulder, and actually in the end they couldn't find anything wrong with what he was doing. He was doing such a great job. He was so wise and so clever at what he did. So they worked out, we can't trap him through that. We could trap him with his religion. Yeah, all right. Because Daniel had this habit of praying 3 times a day. It would be the middle of the day, and he would stop what he's working, and he would go home, and he would open the window. Where's your home, Daniel? That's it. He'd open the window. I think it was a pool window, wasn't it? No, that's right. Open the window, and he would pray to God. And he did that 3 times a day. So then he'd stop praying and go back to work again. And so the 3 thought, oh, we could trap him with that. So they went to the king with a new law. And said, King Darius, you're so great.
You're so great.
We think we should make a new rule.
We think we should make a new rule.
That people can only pray to you.
That people can only pray to you.
For 30 days.
For 30 days.
And what did the king think of that? Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Right. And you said, and now make this rule unchangeable.
And now make this rule unchangeable.
Okay.
So they got him to sign it with an invisible pen, using invisible ink, and invisible law. So can you just give him that invisible pen and ink? There we go. All right, so for the next 30 days, the other thing is, what should we do if someone doesn't do that? What's the punishment? Oh, yeah, okay.
Throw them into the lion's den.
Yeah, all right. That was a good idea from the king, didn't you think? Yeah, so we put that, make sure that's in there as well.
Do you want to write that down?
Yeah, all right, good. Okay, so that's what they did. So they were ready to trap him, to trap Daniel. The evening came, and Daniel went and prayed. Now, he could have just kept the door closed or the window closed, but he didn't. He kept doing what he did. He opened the window, and he prayed for God to help him through this. And they trapped him and went, yes! And they brought him to the king. And they said, we caught him. Right. And Daniel, you can just kneel down there. So you said, we caught Daniel. He still prays to his God 3 times a day. And this, were you angry with this? Can you remember? No, you weren't actually. You were really sad because you really liked Daniel. And you thought, can I change the law?
Can I change the law?
And so what's going to have to happen?
Throw him into a lion's den.
So off you go. You can throw him into the lion's den. So that's what that's what happened. So off they go to the lion's den. It's going to take a little while to walk to the lion's den. And while they do that, the King Darius was up and he was pacing up and down. Can you just like go, because you were trying to think of a way to get out of this law and to try and change it. And you just couldn't. So up and down, just pace. Think. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he would have done. Well done. Yeah, very upset with this. And then, let's see. Okay. Oh, and does Daniel have a microphone out there? Daniel does have a microphone? All right, good. Thank you. So if you all turn, so then he went to the king, to the lion's den, which happens to be over there. If you want to turn your attention, or if you would like to place the camera over there as well, you can see we've got our lion's den over here. And he saw Daniel there in the lion's den, and he asked, Daniel, are you okay?
Daniel, are you okay?
I will be all right. I'll pray to God.
All right, good. So you'll pray, will you? Oh, so you'll pray?
Will you pray?
I'll be okay. So maybe everyone sit down. That's good. And Daniel, King Darius, actually, can you just stand away from this here, a little bit here, so that so then the lions entered the den. It was a little scary. Oh, you can see that, can't you? Yeah, that's good. The lions entered the den, and Daniel, was he scared? Daniel, are you scared?
Daniel, are you scared?
Can you hear? Dad, are you scared?
I'm fine.
You're fine, all right. Right, so he prayed.
I'm not scared. I will pray to my God.
All right. So nighttime happened, and they prayed. And Daniel prayed. The lions roared. And then night came, and they fell asleep. All right, and they fell asleep. And then in the morning, King Darius woke them all up and tapped on the window. King Darius tapped on the window. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Thumbs up.
I'm fine.
Oh, yes! And you were very excited. And you say, yay!
Yay!
Right. And he was okay, and it was the morning. So can everyone cheer for Daniel? Yes, he's alive. He's alive. And then King Darius said, long live... So Daniel actually said this. I know I won't get that Daniel to say it. Long live the king. May God send his angel. My God sent his angel to shut the mouths of the lions, so that they would not hurt me. For I have been found innocent in his sight, and I have not wronged you, your majesty. And so they can all come back now. Well done. Thank you. You can come back. Good job. Well done, lions. And now you can go back to your seats too. Excellent job. And then the way that this story finishes is we actually get the King Darius says peace and prosperity. He sends his message throughout to every race and nation and language throughout the world. Peace and prosperity to you. I decree that everyone throughout my kingdom shall tremble with fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and he will endure forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his rule will never end. Now, that's really important to remember, because here is the time of kingdoms and empires that came and went. And the kingdom of God will never be destroyed, and his rule will never end. He rescues and saves his people. He performs miraculous signs and wonders in the heavens and on earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. And so Daniel was made prospered during the reign of King Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian, the one who came afterwards. So that's the end of that story. So thank you all for the kids. They're going to come in now, the lines there as well. Let's give them a round of applause, shall we? Thank you so much. Good job, everyone. Well done. I'm going to say a prayer while the choir comes to sing our next hymn. Oh, Lord Jesus, we thank you so much for the identity that we find in you, in Jesus Christ. And Lord, we thank you for the confidence and the bravery that your love gives us. And Lord, it's hard in this world when there's things that seem not quite right, and there's other things that happen. That maybe there's some bad stuff that people say to us. Maybe it seems like it's okay, but there's things that throw us off that identity in Christ and that shake us and shake our foundations. Help us to be like Daniel and his friends, to trust in you, to still be respectful and have conversations that are always full of wisdom and seasoned with salt and respectful and loving to each and every one of us. And Lord, help us to not forget who we are in Jesus. To worship you and you alone. Amen. So let's sing our hymn as we prepare for communion. I'm sorry, it's going to be a slightly longish service, and then communion will be the last thing that we do. Thank you.